Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Goldfish Gladiators. So this week, we're doing something that people have asked about for a long time, and that is getting aggressive with a budget deck on Magic Arena. I don't think we've played any budget decks on Arena yet, and this is kind of our first attempt at a budget deck, although I gotta say, I did not build this one. This is Mono Black Aggro from Magic Online. A couple of people, including Bluff Harpy, have taken it to a 5-0 finish, so it comes from Magic Online, not an original build, but still, it is very budget friendly, even on Magic Arena. It has 0 mythics and a total of 14 rares, and while 14 might not sound that small in terms of rares, it's even a little better than that because one playset is Glint-sleeve Siphoner, which you actually get for free as part of the Kaladesh cards I gave everyone, so you only need to acquire 10 rares, and that's not just including the main deck, that is the sideboard as well. So we're going to see how this very budget-friendly Mono Black Aggro deck actually works on Magic Arena. Give it a shot this week. So a quick reminder before we break down Mono Black Aggro for Standard. If you enjoy this deck, and you enjoy Goldfish Gladiators in general, it would be amazing of you if you could take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk Mono Black Aggro, and this deck is pretty straightforward. We have a million 1-drops, some 2-drops as the top end of our curve, a bit of removal, a couple of combat tricks, and we're basically just trying to flood the board as quickly as possible, attack, hopefully kill our opponent before they can set up their defenses or get down a Chain Whirler or whatever. So starting off with our 1-drops, we have a couple of interesting options in Vicious Conquistador and Night Market Lookout. So Conquistador and Night Market Lookout technically just have 1 power, which usually isn't what you want from your 1-drop in an aggressive deck. However, they drain for 1 when they attack, which means they're kind of attacking for 2 in some sense. The downside is they're not as good as creatures with actual 2 power at attacking through opposing creatures, because obviously if your opponent has a 2 toughness defender, they're just going to die. However, they have the upside of being able to still get in damage once the board gets gummed up. So if we get to the late game, get our opponent down to a low life total, we can swing knowing that our opponent's going to block and kill our Conquistador, kill our Night Market Lookout, but hopefully just drain our opponent out of the game, those last couple of points of damage, with this weird form of reach. So that starts off our 1-drop curve. Then we have 3 2-powered 1-drops. Dread Wanderer is nice in our deck because it's pretty easy for us to get empty-handed. Our entire deck is just 1 or 2 mana, so we're just flooding the board really quickly, emptying our hand, and then if Dread Wanderer dies, we can just keep getting it back from the graveyard, plus it's attacking for 2. Grasping Scoundrel, technically a 1/1, but when it's attacking, it's a 2/1, so it's another 2-powered 1-drop attacker, just to get in as much damage as early as possible. And then Diregraph Ghoul is basically like the world's slowest Goblin Guide. It is a 2/2 for 1, but instead of having haste, it enters the battlefield tapped. So basically, as much of the opposite of haste as you can get, but still a 2/2 for 1, pretty good deal. So that means we have a total of 20 1-drops in the deck, all of them kind of 2-powered, counting the weird drain ability as a point of power, which we already talked about that, but that means our deck is very likely to be able to play 1-drop on turn 1, 1-drop on turn 2, and just be attacking with a ton of creatures really quickly to hopefully kill our opponent before they get a chance to get to Fumigate mana, get to Teferi's and Nexus of Fates and that kind of stuff. In the 2-drop slot, we start off with Glint-sleeve Siphoner, which is just our Dark Confidant. It's our card advantage engine. Menace allows it to attack through a blocker, which is really nice, and drawing an extra card here or there, really beneficial, just finding more action, finding more removal spells. Then we have Graveyard Marshal and Scrap Heap Scrounger, which give us a couple of graveyard abilities that are really good if the game goes long. So normally, if you're playing a deck that's all 1 or 2-drops, if your board gets Wrathed, or if your opponent has a ton of targeted removal, you can get kind of ground out of the game, but having Scrap Heap and Graveyard Marshal help make that less of a problem. Scrap Heap just keeps coming back from the graveyard. Graveyard Marshal kind of works similarly, where we can exile a creature from the graveyard to make a 2/2 zombie. So if things go long for some reason, and we don't get that fast early win, we have some way to kind of generate value and stay in the game with our 2-drops. Then we have technically a 4-drop, but usually we're casting it for 1 mana, Bone Picker. So the idea here is either we can just kill one of our opponent's things with like a Fatal Push and cast it for 1 mana, or we just play all these 1-drops, swing them into our opponent, they probably block when it dies, and then we get to replace our random 1-drop with a 3/2 Death Touching Flyer. So this is kind of our finisher in a sense. We can cast it for 4 mana in a pinch. Hopefully we don't have to do that too often. Hopefully it's coming down for 1 mana and just slamming in for some damage. But having a flying threat is another weird form of reach in a deck that's very ground focused, but just a way to force through those last few points of damage in the air and close out the game. As far as our utility spells, we have Supernatural Stamina is a weird combat trick. So basically, it's kind of like a giant growth effect. It gives a creature +2/+0, so it's a way we can force through a couple extra points of damage, but it's also a protection spell because when the creature that it targets dies, we get to return it to the battlefield tapped under our opponent's control. So we can swing with our entire team into a blocker, wait to see what our opponent blocks, cast Supernatural Stamina on the block creature so we get it back and we're not actually losing something, or we just use it to force through those extra points of damage and close out the game. And then for removal, we have Fatal Push and Walk the Plank, so just efficient removal, as good as it gets for being cheap. Fatal Push, we don't have too many revolt triggers, but we can like attack and have something die and kill something bigger, but mostly just to get rid of those annoying early game creatures. And then Walk the Plank essentially kills anything. Like Merfolk are kind of a thing, but for the most part, it's just kill any creature for double black mana in the format. And that is mono black aggro for Magic Arena in Standard, and that is our Goldfish Gladiator deck for this week. So we'll see how this works. It's definitely going to be super aggressive. I'm a little nervous about how it's going to match up with the mono red deck. We do have a reasonable number of things, Grasping Scoundrel, Dreadwander, Nightmarket Lookout, Glint-sleeve Siphoner, like half of our deck more or less, that does get blown out by Goblin Chainwhirler. So I think it's going to depend on the matchups, but I imagine against control decks, against the Nexus of Fate decks, the Scarab God decks, we can just get these really fast explosive starts and kill our opponent before they get a chance to recover. And of course, the big deal is just how cheap the deck is. Only needing 10 rare wild cards and no mythic wild cards. Definitely a nice upside for the deck. So we'll see how good this budget deck is. I've always been a little scared of budget on Magic Arena, just because normally when you build a budget deck, you're looking to build around rares and mythics still. You're just using like kind of the undervalued rares and mythics that other people aren't playing. On Magic Arena, you just gotta avoid higher rarity stuff in total for the most part, or minimize it as much as possible. So it's definitely a different budget deck building paradigm, I guess, compared to like Magic Online or Paper. So we'll see how it actually works. Hopefully we do some cool things, get some really aggressive wins, and have a good budget option for Magic Arena. So anyway, let's get to the gameplay so you can see how it works. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Alright, Goldfish Gladiator time. And this week, we're doing something people have been asking for, which is play a deck that is kind of budget friendly on Magic Arena. So we're playing Mono Black Aggro. It's got 0 mythics in it. It's got a handful of rares, maybe, I don't know, 10, 12 rares, something like that. Because you do need some rares in the deck, although some of them are Glint-sleeve Siphoner, which you get for free, so the actual amount of rares you need to buy to play this deck are pretty low. And the idea is pretty simple. You play a lot of aggressive black things, and you attack with a lot of aggressive black things, and hopefully kill the opponent really quickly. The deck has been showing up a little bit on Magic Online, and actually posting some, like, semi-good results. Alright. Well, Fatal Push, Llanowar. Next turn, we can start playing 1-drops. Oasis, Servant of the Conduit. Sure. More lands. Play a Swamp. Play Scoundrel. Play Diregraph Ghoul. Pass the turn. Opponent. I don't think that works the way our opponent imagined. They spent an energy to cast a Rampager to make an energy. Alright, running out their stuff. Oh, play a Swamp, play Conquistador. Play Conquistador. Play Grasping Scoundrel. Pass the turn. Now the question is, how do we actually damage our opponent? I think we just want to Steel Leaf. All right. We really want a removal spell. Wow, opponent goes attacking? Interesting. All right. More lands. Well, play the Swamp, play Bone Picker. Pass the turn. Yeah, I don't know what we do about this. Oh my god, Heart of Kieran. Okay, things are getting worse. Opponent attacks and attacks. I mean, I guess we gotta kill Steel Leaf, although, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how we do anything from here. Well, attack, attack. We can't attack with Conquistador. Attack, attack, attack. Wow, opponent takes it. Alright. Well, pass the turn. I guess that put our opponent down to 12. I guess our hope is that our opponent's just too aggressive and we're able to force through these points of damage. Thrashing Brontodon. Yep. Opponent gets in. We'll take it. So we want removal or supernatural stamina. Scrap Heap. Well, go to combat. Attack, attack, attack. Ooh, opponent cruise. That's not bad. So opponent gets a creature. We Fatal Push Heart of Kieran. Opponent trades off Servant. Drops to 8. We play Scrap Heap. Pass the turn. Maybe there's hope? Llanowar. Alright. Opponent. No attacks. Well, play Graveyard Marshal. No attacks. We can start making zombies. That is something. Alright, oh, opponent finds black mana. Ugh. Wow! Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Alright, that's not good. We have 0 ways of dealing with that. And that beats us. Alright. Yeah. I don't think we have any way of winning from here. We suicide our team. Actually, do we just win right now? New plan. Hit our opponent to 6. I guess we don't. Opponent goes to 1. Opponent blocks. And blocks. And now we're dead. Yeah, alright. Close! It was close. Close, 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 but not close enough for Mono Black. And we start off on the losing track. Alright, on to round 2. Let's see how this one goes. Maybe this deck's just not gonna work out. Alright, we got the 1-drops. We got all the 1-drops. So, I mean, we keep this. 2 lands, 5 1-drops. That's what our deck's trying to do. See what our opponent's up to. Spire Bluff. I'll play a Swamp, play Conquistador. Play Diagraph Ghoul. Go attacking. Drain our opponent. And pass the turn. Alright, opponent opts. Scries to the top. Swamp for our opponent. Opponent thinking things over. And passing. I'll go to combat. Attack with everything. Drain. Drain. Alright, opponent kills a 1-drop after being drained. Play Diagraph. Play Conquistador. Pass the turn. I mean, we keep attacking. That is the name of the game. Whoa, opponent passes? Alright. Well, I feel like we're in pretty good shape now. I don't think our opponent can stop these 1-drops. Drain. Opponent is good at draining after. Alright, let's play Scrap Heap. We want to save stuff just in case. So one way I could see us losing from here would be red source sweeper. Scrap Heap plays around that, and I think our opponent is just dead. If they block Scrap Heap, they're dead. I mean, our opponent was in rough shape no matter what, missing the land drops, but killing stuff after it dealt damage or drained them definitely killed them a turn quicker. They would have had one more turn to find a sweeper. Because they actually gave us 2 free points of damage by killing our stuff too late. Yep. And alright. That's the kind of draws we're looking for with this deck. I feel a little bit better after that depressing mono green round. Alright. Alright. That was pretty good. Especially for a super budget deck. Alright, on to round number 3. Opponent passes. Opponent is on the draw, rather. Alright. We'll keep this. We got the 1-drops. And Graveyard Marshal gives us a way to rebuild, potentially. See what our opponent's playing. Swamp. I'll play the Swamp. Get in. Drain our opponent. Play Night Market Lookout. Play Dread Wanderer. Planes for our opponent. And a Scrappy, but we can keep attacking through that. Play a Swamp. Combat, go attacking. Yup. Drain. Hit our opponent. Play Graveyard Marshal. Play Grasping Scoundrel. And this deck can be pretty fast when things go well. Swamp for our opponent. Vengeful Rebel. Sure. Opponent gets in. Well, play... go to combat. Attack with everything. Drain. And I think our opponent needs Damnation, which does not exist in Standard, which means... I think we're good. Opponent blocks. Yup. Drops to 6. Play Graveyard Marshal. Play the Swamp. Pass the turn. And I don't know if there's... Bantu's Last Reckoning, I guess. I don't know what the card in Standard is that saves our opponent. Treasure Keeper is not that card. It's a bad Bloodbraid Elf, but not enough to stop the onslaught of the black 1-drops. And okay. This deck is kind of working for a very budget-friendly list. I like it. It's against my playstyle. I want to dirtle and take infinite turns. So just like throwing caution to the wind, playing a million 1-drops and attacking. It's a stretch. It's a stretch for me, but it's working. It is working. We are on the play, and all right, we'll keep it. We would rather have 2 lands, I think, than 3 lands. And there's a bit of risk with this hand since we have removal. If we're playing against a control deck, this hand's not going to be good. If we're playing against a creature deck, on the other hand, deck is exactly where we want to be. All right, Mountain. And Soulscar Mage. I'll play the Swamp. Fatal Push. Play Conquistador. Go attacking. Pass the turn. Mountain for our opponent. Lava Runner. And Soulscar Mage. Well, let's Siphon her. No. No attack. No attacks, please. Please, no. No suicide. No Chain Whirlers, also. This deck does seem a smidge susceptible to Chain Whirler. Opponent gonna get frisky. Or not. Or yes. Alright, gets frisky. Kills Glint-sleeve. Yup. More Lava Runners. Oh, play Dread Wanderer. Play a Swamp. I mean, I guess we just kill Lava Runner and start trying to get in damage. It's not a dream scenario, but this does let us get in for 1. Yep. Unfortunately, we're out of cards and we're not even significantly ahead on board. Bomat Courier. Pyromancer. Opponent passes. More lands. Alright, pass the turn. Ugh. Ugh. Now we're losing on multiple fronts. Oh boy. Well, we're losing on every front imaginable. Yeah. Flame of the Cald. Opponent gets in. Actually, let's block. We need like a Graveyard Marshal, I think. Unfortunately, our opponent's going to refill. Play the land. Play Siphoner. Get back Dreadwander. Pass the turn. No attacks. This drawing is going to be bad for us. Draws and draws. Land. We really need this Siphoner to live and draw us cards. Soulscar Mage. Alright, we get to draw a card. Conquistador. And Bone Picker. I'll play Conquistador. Play Bone Picker. And I think we have to stay on defense this turn because of the Flame of the Cald. Doubling damage next turn. Land. Wow, opponent swings out. Okay. We are going to block. Ugh. So many potential blowouts. Block here. Block here. Block there. Let's not block there. Alright, we'll take 2. Alright, Sax Courier draws a card. Opponent passes. Well, go attacking. Drain. Man, are we going to survive a... Are we going to survive a Flame of the Cald? I think we're actually ahead somehow. I think our opponent put too much weight in that Flame of the Cald hitting the third lord. Oh my god. Just kidding. Now things are back to being bad. Opponent gets in. Removal spell. Look out. Well, get in with Bone Picker. Play Night Market. Look out. Get back Dreadwander. Pass the turn. Oh my lord! Alright. Alright, now we're done. Now we're done. Oh my goodness. Whoa! Whoa! Oh. Oh. Running Chain Whirlers with a Soulscar Mage out. Ah! Well, that was unfortunate, I guess I would say. Oh my god. I think even after one Chain Whirler, we were still okay-ish, but 2 in a row. Alright. I mean, this is the kind of hand we want. 1-drops everywhere. 1 removal spell, and a Siphoner. Swamp and Night Market Lookout. Opponent. Forest. And passes. Well, play a Swamp. I think we gotta maximize damage, so let's go to combat, attack, get in, drain our opponent. So it's tempting to Siphoner and try to draw cards, but I think just playing 2 1-drops has gotta be better. Get as much damage on the battlefield as possible for our opponent. Dryad Greenseeker, well, Fatal Push Greedseeker. Play Diagraph Ghoul. Go attacking. Pass the turn. I mean, all we can do is we just keep swinging and hope that that's enough to kill our opponent. That's Mono Black Aggro for you. An opponent! They've had enough! They've had enough! Well, that was a pretty quick win for Mono Black Aggro. Okay. I mean, we can do some pretty explosive things when things go well. I mean, I guess we're up to 3-2, which is not the worst. All right, opponent's on the play. Let's see how beautiful this hand is. All right, I mean, we'll keep it. 2 lands, a bunch of threats. That's about where we are hoping to be. Opponent scries to the bottom on the mall. Mountain. Well, Swamp and Dreadwander. Ugh, mono red. Mono red is troubling. Oh, red black is probably also troubling. Huh. I'll play a swamp, play a 1-drop, play a 1-drop. We just got sovereignly bit. Lose 3, gain 3. So our opponent's playing like literal burn on Crop Crasher. All right. Gets in. Well, sure, we'll take it. Down to 14. We'll go attacking. Hit our opponent. Play glint-sleeve siphoner. Please, no mountain chain whirler. Mountain. On Crop Crasher. Okay. Goes attacking. Well, now I guess we gotta block one. Ugh. Yeah, I think we gotta block one. Down to 11. Swamp is good. Play the swamp. Go attacking. Drain, hit. Play Dread Wanderer. Play Graveyard Marshal. Pass the turn. And now we're pretty close to presenting lethal here. Opponent thinking over their options. Chandra. Interesting. I don't think Chandra saves our opponent. So they can kill Graveyard Marshal. I guess we don't quite have lethal. Yep, kills Graveyard Marshal. Opponent passes. Well, we kill on Crop Crasher. Go to combat. Conquistador at Chandra. Everything else at our opponent. Conquistador is kind of nice there, because we still get a drain at our opponent. And is it worth even playing Night Market Lookout? Yeah, I guess it is. Play it. If our opponent has Chain Whirler, then we can start getting back Dread Wanderers potentially, so playing Lookout into Chain Whirler isn't that bad. And I guess it just does nothing. Maybe we shouldn't have played it. If they Chain Whirler, we should still win. They need Chain Whirler plus like a Fatal Push or something. And we got the GGs! We got the GGs! Alright, mono black! Budget mono black! All the 1-drops. It's kind of functional. Kinda. Ish. It does some really good things. Ooh, we get a... Where's our reward? Arena. I wanted to see that card. Alright, on to round number... I don't even know. We're 4-2, so round number 7? Opponent's on the play. Thinking over their opener. Alright. I mean, that's a good hand. 2 lands, that's what we want. Island for our opponent, and ooh, Mistcloak Herald. Well, play a swamp, play... I think we start on Night Market Lookout. Pass the turn. I wonder how this matches up to Merfolk. Unclaimed Territory. And River Sneak. Opponent gets in. Yep. Well, play a swamp. Go attacking. Drain our opponent. Opponent takes it. Play Diagraph. Play Conquistador. Pass the turn. Island for our opponent. And, alright, Deep Root Waters. That makes a lot of annoying blockers. Opponent gets in. I mean, I guess we're racing. Play a swamp. Attack with everything. Drain our opponent. Drain our opponent. Play Glint-sleeve. And pass the turn. These blocking hexproof Merfolk might end up being an issue. Seagate Oracle. Yep. Opponent. Attacks. Attacks. This lets them draw cards. We can't Fatal Push that. We can't block. Alright. Alright, you get to draw some cards, opponent. Walk the plank would be super sweet here. We untap. Can't draw yet. Play a swamp. Attack with everything. Drain. Drain, get some energy. Opponent blocks. Unblocks. Opponent blocks. And blocks. Alright. So we need to Fatal Push Oracle. Play Siphoner. Pass the turn. Can we push through these last points of damage? Gonna be hard. This Deep-Root Waters is brutal. Kimana Speaker makes a 1/1. Yeah, I think that Deep-Root Waters is gonna end up being pretty unbeatable. Silvergill. Revealing a lore, drawing a card. Oh, God. God almighty. God almighty. Yeah, that Deep-Root Waters. It got us. It got us good, good, good. Opponent gets in for 5. Sure. And 1. So 6. And I don't even know what we can draw here. Down to 10. We get to draw an extra card. I guess it's like removal. Diagraph. Land. Well, play a swamp. Go attacking. I think this looks like a losing battle, though, especially with the Lord coming down. I'm pretty sure we're just dead. Well, I mean, for being a no mythic altar budget deck, I don't think we can complain too much about how this mono black deck is played. We're gonna end up posting a winning record with it. Opponents lining up their blocks. Lining up their blocks. Blocking. Unblocking. Well, maybe our opponent just times out trying to figure out how to block our 2 menace creatures. And then we win that way. Score. Alright, block. Blocks, block. This is the block he had before. Okay. Yes. We kill your 2 merfolk. Hit you to 5. Play Graveyard Marshal. And pass the turn. Unsummon Silvergill. Okay. Fancy. Opponent untaps. I don't know why you wouldn't just unsummon our blockers and kill us, but I do appreciate the impulse to draw an extra card by any means possible. Yes. Makes a merfolk, draws a card, pumps the dorks. I mean, maybe we just die to this river sneak. Lord. Makes a merfolk, pumps. Yep. 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 Oh, they drew it. Alright, they drew another Lord. I guess that works. Alright. Well, I mean, I guess that's not the worst performance for the deck. We ended up going 4-3, which obviously isn't like going 7-0 or whatever, but we did get our money back. We do get some cards out of it. Deft Dismissal, Honored Crop Crafton, please, good mythic, good mythic. Arcades is sweet. Not super playable at the moment, but it's definitely sweet. So, alright, well, I guess we'll talk about it in the wrap-up, but, I mean, for its price tag, seems like it's not a bad option. As far as being a legit top-tier deck, that I don't know about. That's probably another question. But as far as being able to win some games with 0 mythics and a fairly minimal number of rare wild cards. But anyway, that's wrap-up stuff. That's wrap-up stuff. We'll talk about it in the wrap-up. I'll be right back. So what do we learn this week about mono black aggro, budget mono black aggro? on Magic Arena. And overall, our performance was fine. We finished with a 4-3 record, which is like the minimum record you want. If you go 4-3 in a quick constructed, you get your entry fee back in gold, which is good. Plus you get 3 cards, hopefully a rare or mythic thrown in there. So that's not a bad performance. I mean, if you can consistently hit 4-3 with a budget deck, that's kind of what you want, especially in aggro decks since the games go really fast, because that's how you grow your collection. You get your money back, maybe sometimes you get an extra win or two to bank a little bit of gold, plus you're getting those mythics and rares added to your collection so you can build more like higher tier or less budget decks. So a 4-3 record with a budget deck, that is a fine performance for the deck, especially if you can do it consistently. And basically how it broke down was we struggled with other aggro-y creature decks, like mono green, mono red when the chain whirlers start coming down, and mono green just has these big blockers that are hard for us to get through. They're playing these just creatures really quickly as well, like Llanowar into Steel Leaf Champion, but their creatures are just so much bigger than ours. So those were the hard matchups against other aggro decks. On the other hand, we did really well against control decks, the ramp decks, those style of decks, where our clock is just so fast that we're able to close it out. And even if our opponent has some removal, we have the resilient threats in Scrapheap Scrounger and Dread Wanderer. So I feel like it mostly depends on the metagame. I feel like things have shifted in Standard a bit more towards the control side and a bit away from aggro, but at the same time, red aggro is still the #1 deck, and that deck still is very good against our deck and going to be kind of tricky to beat. So I don't know exactly where it falls, but you definitely can post a good enough record. I don't know how many 7-win runs you'll get with budget mono black aggro, but you should be able to get those 4-win, 5-win type runs, which are what you're looking for with a budget deck to grow your collection. So I feel like it's a fine but not super exciting option, although the fact that it's budget friendly makes it a much more reasonable option if you're looking for a new budget deck to play. The other thing I wanted to mention is you can do a couple of things to trim back on the rares even further. So the build we played in the videos, we get Glint-sleeve Siphoner for free since it came with the Kaladesh cards. The other rares we have in the deck are Graveyard Marshal, the 2 Scrapheap Scroungers, and the 3 Dread Wanderers. So I think you can substitute those out without really losing too much. So in the 2-drop slot, we get Gifted Aetherborn and Knight of Malice. These cards are worse in the control matchups because they don't give us that graveyard go long value, but if we're playing against mono red and those type of decks, Gifted Aetherborn and Knight of Malice, or against mono green, are even better than some of the graveyardy options, I think. So I think if you're looking to totally reduce the number of rares in the deck all the way down to 0, discounting the Glint-sleeve Siphoner, you're pretty safe to just swap in 4 Gifted Aetherborns, swap in 2 Knight of Malices, and you're not going to lose a whole lot, really, and you might even make the deck better, at least in some of the deck's worst matchups, like the green Stompy and mono red matchups. I would much rather have Gifted Aetherborn and Knight of Malice than have Graveyard Marshal and the can't block Scrapheap Scrounger. The bigger problem is the 1-drop slot. We don't really have a good replacement for Dread Wanderer. There just is not another 2-powered 1-mana black or colorless attacker in the format. So you got a few janky options. 4th Bridge Patrol, I guess, is fine against some aggro decks if you're picking off like a Bombat Courier, for example, Earthshaker Kenra. Sparry Construct a bit risky, but you can swing with it and put a counter on something. Blightkeeper, at least you can get it in the air. So I don't know, I guess you can experiment with these. The other option would just be to go removal, add in an extra Fatal Push, max out on Supernatural Staminas, and play 1 less 1-drop, run 16 1-drops instead of the full 20 1-drops, and I think that's a fine plan as well. But I think there are ways, with a little bit of tweaking, you can play this deck with literal 0 rare wildcards, 0 mythic wildcards, and have just essentially a free deck, or as close to free as it gets. No rares, no mythics, and not really lose a whole lot from the build that we played in the videos, and maybe use your 0 rare rare deck to just grind your way into a collection. And like I said, if you're trying to grind into a collection free-to-play mode, Aggro is the way to go, because you can just get in so many more runs and so many more quick constructed events to grow your collection even faster, get those rares, get those mythics, and get that gold even faster. So I think this is a pretty reasonable, ultra budget option for Magic Arena if your goal is to grow your collection. So if you're not feeling mono red aggro or like flaming wizard burn, one of those style of decks, and want to play something a little different, you like black creatures and zombies and stuff, I feel like this is a pretty good budget option for trying to grow your collection on Magic Arena. Like I said, probably not going to get too many like 6 to 7 win runs, because there are some bad matchups. They are difficult, even with the changes like adding in Gifted Etherborn. Still going to struggle against some decks, but I think it's good enough and fast enough and consistent enough that you should be able to hit that 4-win mark, 5-win mark, and grow your collection pretty well and pretty quickly with this deck. So anyway, that's been our Goldfish Gladiator for this week. Mono black, ultra budget aggro for standard. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.